here now at the Sony booth. I'm here with Martin Lindsay, who we spoke to last year. We were just saying that maybe go watch that video because it's somewhat the same, but there are some updates.
There are some updates. We got support for SRT from some of our some of the backpack carriers or vendors, sorry, such as LiveU, TVU, Dejero. But one thing I really want to talk about today is our new PDT-FP1. This guy here. This is a portable data transmitter. It's got robust connectivity to it. You can mount with a 1/4-inch mounter screw. We've got a LAN connection on there. We got 2 HDMIs for data and power, or both, and then we also have an HDMI input. So this can be used as an input capture device.
You meant USB-C here?
Yeah. What did I say?
HDMI.
Oh, I said HDMI.
Yeah. One HDMI, two USB-C.
Sorry, one HDMI, 2 USB-Cs.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. So yeah, this guy is basically meant to kind of be a gateway between your camera and the cloud, where you can hook this up to a lot of our Sony cameras, including our Alpha cameras, as well as some of our ENG cameras. And what we can do with that then is have the cameras automatically push clips into this device, which will then transfer up to the cloud.
And last year you were saying it was like an app, but now that you have a dedicated thing, because the phone would like overheat if you try to use that or whatever.
That's right. So this is a dedicated device. It looks like a phone, but it doesn't actually have any voice functions on it, so you can't use it as a phone. And the reason for that is it's a dedicated transmission device.
So because it looks like a phone, you've got does this do anything?
It does, yeah. So you can still use it as a camera. It's an Android device.
Okay.
So it's unlocked. You can use it with any carrier. It's carrier agnostic.
So that's the actual speaker.
Yeah, that's
okay.
you can use that as a speaker, or use it to listen to audio or
power,
playback.
volume, all that thing.
Yeah, and it's an Android device.
Yeah.
So any Android app that you download on a regular phone, you can put on here as well. So if you
Instagram.
have a third-party app, if you have a third-party app that you want to capture and do an RTMP stream out of there, you can use the HDMI input from your camera. If you have HDMI out, feed that into here, use a third-party app to then transmit to wherever you want to go.
Wonderful.
So it does. That's the HDMI input capture.
And that's a fan right there as well.
Fan in there keeps it cool.
Yep.
So like I said, most devices, if you're doing heavy streaming, with those devices, they'll overheat. Even MiFi's will overheat fairly quickly, 10 minutes. So this will last a long time. It's cooled, and it's got antennas in there built for 5G connectivity, specifically built for 5G.
Wonderful.
So no matter which way you point the device, you're going to have good connectivity to those 5G networks. So it's 5G, 4G, LTE, and then of course you can also do an RJ45 connection if you have a hardwired connection as well. So the demonstration we're showing here is I got a camera, I do a record, so I go to clip this here. So I'm going to do a record. This is connected through USB. So USB from the camera into our PDT here. And I do a record. You stop the record, you'll see the clip. It'll say receiving from camera. Receiving from camera. Well, it's quick like that. And then it will automatically start uploading to the cloud. So you won't see it show up here right away because I got it on a different menu.
Gotcha.
But you'll see it's uploading here. So it says uploading, then it'll start going. See the upload starting right here?
Yep.
Yeah. Now it's uploading that clip to the cloud.
And this is for the viewers at home. This Ethernet cable is not plugged in. This is just wireless right now.
It could be wireless. We have a USB, just a USB, which charges
is handling the data.
And the data, yeah.
Copy that.
But you could tether it through Wi-Fi as well.
Got it. Okay.
Right. So
because I was about to be impressed. It's like in this building, that's insane.
But it is doing Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi connection right now to our Wi-Fi here. Yeah. So it's doing a Wi-Fi out of this to the cloud.
Got it.
So yeah, a lot of cool features, and it just simplifies and it shows you how quickly you can get media out of your camera. Yeah. If you're shooting red carpet footage and you don't have time to pull the media out of the camera and transfer it, like I don't have to pull the media out of the camera anymore. Right. Right. And your editors can get it right away. So if you're using this with your shoot right now, your editor would get it as soon as this clip is recorded. You'd have it in minutes. And did you say this is compatible with the cinema cameras or just
the?
Yeah. So it's a certain number of cameras. Yeah. FX3, FX6, FX9. Sure. So yeah, and alphas as well. And this is not sending a proxy; it's sending what? Either or. It depends what you choose. So on this one, it's no ProRes. Yeah. So this one it will do a low bit rate or a high bit rate. Mm-hmm. So this will record a low bit and a high bit proxy file at the same time. Okay. So it's an MXF. XAVC, for example, and we can transfer those either way. It just depends on what you select. But we can also use this to, if you don't want to do auto transfer, you can also go in here and select the media. So I can go to a browser here. Again, this will be supported Sony cameras. Right. And then I can go in here and I can select different clips within the camera. And then I can select on that and it will transfer from the camera into this device up to the cloud. Now another good place to have this is if you're shooting in the basement of a building, and you're doing a shoot, you could have this connected to your camera. There's no Wi-Fi down, no internet. You can't get internet access.
Right.
You complete your shoot, you wrap up the camera, put it away. Now when you start walking up the building, you start getting connectivity to 5G, whatever. This guy now starts pumping all those clips out right away.
So that's great, actually, because one of the things that before, obviously it's a competitor, but it's a good comparison. Before Frame.io had their own like hardware figured out, and you had to like kind of use the Teradek ROM.
Yeah.
Everything had to remain on.
Right.
Everything, right?
Yeah.
So it is, now that you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, it would be nice to just like chuck this in your pocket and be like, that'll figure itself out later.
Done. Yeah, that's the same thing. Like even with the cameras, we have the capabilities right on the cameras, but the challenge is you have to leave the camera on all the time, right?
Yeah.
And the camera doesn't really have a sleep mode right now. So if you were traveling from shot A to shot B, or scene A to scene B, or whatever, or a different story, you'd have to leave that camera running all the time. Whereas now you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
As long as you have this connected via Wi-Fi or tethered connection to your camera when you're shooting, it'll pull all the clips out of the camera.
How much storage is on this?
256 gig. And you can do up to 1 terabyte if you want additional micro SD.
Oh, so you can just chuck a different SD. I will say, wildly enough, I don't know if you went over to the SanDisk booth. Maybe this isn't capable of that, but they have like a 4 terabyte micro SD card.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think the spec right now is 1 terabyte. That's cool.
No, it's goofy. And what's funny is, this is apropos of nothing. You're so used to seeing 3 numbers on those cards.
Yeah.
Now it's just 1, and he and I both were like, is that wrong? Like, it doesn't look right. Anyway.
But typically you use this as a caching device, so you can set it in the app, depending on the app that you use, but the app that we have going to our cloud service, Sony C, that would you would basically just set this as caching, so as soon as it's transferred into C, it would delete out of the phone.
Oh, okay, cool.
And and the content's not pulling it out of the camera, it is, but it's really copying it out of the camera, so you still have the original, you know, it's not going to delete the media on the camera. So
are you able to turn that off if you wanted to keep the backups on there? Okay, cool.
So normally it's actually defaulted off, so it'll just keep filling up. Some people don't want that for security, or you don't want it to fill up. Yeah. So yeah, it's an option, no doubt. And it does two SIM cards. It's one SIM card and one eSIM. Okay. So we'll connect to 2 carriers, but not at the same time. So it'll flip-flop between whichever has the strongest connectivity at any given moment. Do
you guys pick the carrier, or does the user?
No, the user, you just put your own SIM card in there. And it's agnostic in terms of carriers, so you can do AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile,
whatever's best
Canada, Rogers, Bell, whatever. Yeah.
Orange. Price point on these?
This retails or is listing, for $10.99, so $1,100, and it will be available in summer. Midsummer.
Okay, cool.
So it's not available, not out yet. We're still just getting the final certifications on it, and then it's gonna be ready to go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's rad, dude.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, thanks for running me through that.
Awesome, man. Pleasure seeing you again.